Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir Narashiro Nights. That's it. That's all you need.
See you next time.
This is what you get. This is what you get today.
Yeah, I'm running on low power mode.
Low and unlow.
Josiah's been telling. It's not even bad jokes. His presence just wears on me. I feel like I age at 4 times the rate whenever I'm on the same call as this man.
Like your granddad's suit when it wears on you. It makes you feel old.
Yes. Case in point. Last time you did a big sort of side quest for Rakath, a character who is not here today.
He unconscious on the floor.
He unconscious on the floor. You had a secret message that you decoded. Very well done, mostly. Which hit, there's like any D&D puzzle, there comes a point where I regret making the puzzle. And if there isn't, then you're doing it wrong. The puzzle led you to not only dreamwalk in Rakath's mind and do a bit of an inception, a little bit, and then to a secret cave with eldritch monsters and a baby tentacle monster thing that's definitely not an aboleth, which you defeated in a play of the game VODs one-man army. It's like when I play any video game with Neil. It's like, I don't need to try. I just need to show up, get my experience.
Do your dailies.
Do my dailies. After slaying that creature, there was a big explosion of eldritch energy that rocked the room, and that's where we continue, as the air is alive with this sort of light blue, sparkling energy that kind of arcs and dissipates and arcs and dissipates, almost all of which slammed into Rakath. Even though Voss was the one right there in front of it, it kind of bypassed him into Rakath, who was slammed up against the wall of the cavern, unconscious, crackling with this eldritch void energy. The ground is coated in the exploded remains of a soul gem that could not in any way contain the power that was attempted to stream into it, which makes this place even more sparkly, even more ambient magic in the air, even more stuff that kind of sparks and twists and shakes, and usually there would be, a building would creak, something like that. This cavern is so old, so deep, is almost undisturbed by all the magic going through the air and all the chaos that just occurred. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna go feed back at the potion.
You do. He does not wake up.
I'm gonna do a medicine check. See if he's dead.
Yeah, sure.
Can I make a religion check on Rakath to see if...
Definitely.
He's dead!
He's with Jesus now.
You're there, and this is the blue energy is in his lumps. His big eye is open, staring up, and it's swirling magic inside it. It's gross and weird and horrifying and disgusting.
Okay.
Please do make me a medicine check, I suppose.
Me?
Voss wanted to do one.
I said I was going to make a religion check.
That's what I meant.
I can do a medicine check.
I did make
sir.
one. It was a 10.
Oh, it hasn't
what?
come through yet.
It hasn't popped up yet.
Oh, I'll reload. But yeah, it was a 10.
10?
That's why I said he's with Jesus.
What you get for a 10 religion check in this situation is pretty much every faith, every old story warns of dabbling in powers beyond your control. This seems to be that happening. Although you're considering, Rakath being a smart person, all the stuff going on, you're actually not... Like, I imagine Voss is not worried by this. Because you kind of have faith in Rakath.
He looks fine. Just a little blue behind the gill.
Clearly dead. Look.
Pick up a hand and drop it.
Give me. Walk over.
Rakath is fine. It's similar to when Yuna was out, but he doesn't seem to be in any kind of distress. This is actually something that Rofi knows very well. Your people know very well. His physical body is overloaded with magic.
Okay.
Which is kind of how your people came to be, more or less, and something your people have dealt with a lot of times.
He's fine.
So usually, he just needs to sleep. It's like getting really sick and you just need to sleep it off. He just needs to be comfortable and sleep somewhere and not be disturbed for a bit of time, and probably be fine. Probably.
Yeah, he's fine. Like when we put too much magic in something and it stops working properly, that's what's happening to him. He just needs rest.
When we do that, it has a chance to explode.
I mean, look at
him.
Look at that wound seeping over there. He's still bleeding. His heart's still pumping. I'm sure he's okay.
Look, his wound's bleeding. He's fine.
That's fine.
Should we get him back home?
Yes, that would be nice.
How are we going to carry him up the giant wall?
I'll just pick him up. Oh, up the wall.
Oh, yeah. That's
and under the water.
He did seem to like this cave. I recall him saying it was very cool.
Hey, leave him here.
I do love that, this is a Renaissance painting. If I was still working on the card game, you three, crouched around an unconscious Rakath is just great.
Let me just, I want to read one of my
We'll say,
spells.
you only explored a tiny amount of the lake and the cave outside. There are definitely other ways up. Rakath even almost wanted you to climb down. So that's always an option as well. Terrible one, but an option. Like everywhere in Narashiro, there's always more pathways.
I mean, the potion of water breathing should still be affecting him, right? So we can drag him through the lake without him drowning.
That's true.
Can we do a small test first?
Yeah, you get a glass of water and put it over his mouth. He's fine.
I mean, if we need to go, if we find a way, I don't know if this will work over water. I've never tested over water, but I can make a floating platform that will follow us that we can put him on.
Sure. It's either that or we tie ropes around his ankles and drag him up the side of the mountain.
And good old floating disc.
Sure. You can lumber Rakath up onto a floating disc of magic.
Yeah, he'll pull something he pulls something out of his backpack where he unfolds it, unfolds it, unfolds it, and it just keeps unfolding until he lets go of it and it just sort of hovers there.
The alternate version of this casting is you get a table out of your bag and then you just start taking the legs off the table and then it just floats. Is what I was imagining, like an old school Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Does the bag have an Acme logo on it?
Yeah, you can absolutely floating disc in its most classic form being used to carry an unconscious party member. Rakath is a big, broad boy, so his arms dangle off the side a little bit.
Roby just every now and then goes back and puts the hand back on. And then back.
And then I imagine for the next little bit while you're working out what to do, you mess around with the disc floating after you, like.
Murphy would 100% be testing things like speed. Like he would just be like, "This is his first time using it properly." He's gonna like, he's making sure it works.
I'm gonna pile the aboleth corpse on top of the furling disc as well.
The aboleth corpse is massive. This is not a large-sized creature. This is a giant entity that had small parts of it coming out of the water. Like by now it's dead. It's like if you ever bought a octopus and like put it in the water because it's dead, yeah. It's just like that's what it is. It's just this meat pile in the water now. It's also, a huge amount of stuff. Definitely over the carry limit.
500 pounds is the limit. Yep.
Do you want its eye? We could always at least the eyeballs out for
would like the eyeball.
That's not a
it
bad
has several eyes right now. It's right now got the face of all four of you combined.
Oh.
This is not an aboleth as your book says is an aboleth. Romo.
Yeah, I forgot that you made it have all of our faces.
So it's not got a magical aboleth eye. It's
no.
A survival check to pop the eyes out.
No,
you can if you want, yeah. Nah.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm just like blood. It's like it's not salvageable.
No, it's fine.
It's like a
I'm guessing it doesn't have like on the end of
bones.
Tentacles or anything. It doesn't have anything like sharp or solid. It's all
squished. It's all squishy meat.
Oh well.
I'm good. I don't need any parts of that. I'm good.
You already have a bag of tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We
More
do.
manageably sized tentacles too. These are unreasonably large, even for me.
All right. Well, let's get out of here.
We have the energy on this should last like an hour-ish, and I can make another one. But that's all the time we got. Do we want to look for another exit, or do we want to go out the way we came?
I feel like looking for an easier way up would be...
Well, first you need to leave this cave.
Yes.
Then you need to leave the lake. There's 2 tiers of fuck.
Yep.
My album.
2 tiers of fuck.
2 tiers of fuck.
But like TEARS. All right, so let's leave the cave first, I guess.
So, this is when I have to read Floating Disc, because if you remember correctly, Rofi sinks.
Right.
Rofi didn't swim. Rofi walked on the bottom of the lake.
Yep. So this is going to be fun. Will it follow me across the bottom of the lake? Because he'll be able to breathe. I'm just going to tie him to it.
It doesn't really say anything. Like, I can see both it traveling underwater and traveling on top of water. So I think if you deliberately want, like, you might have to like grab the side and pull it in. Almost glitch it out.
Doesn't want to. Yeah. And then once it breaks the surface, it's like, oh, okay, we're going.
Yeah, exactly right. You gotta do some finagling, but it wouldn't be a Rofi spell if it wasn't janky. But you can get it into the water to get you guys out. Although you do need to trudge across the bottom of the lake for a while to get back to dry land. Are you guys gonna go with him, or are you just gonna swim out? You don't have that problem. You still need to give me checks.
I got metal.
Whether you want to go with him.
I got lots of metal.
Yeah, I mean...
I am taking the livid skull with me, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Was that ever in doubt?
I just want to be known.
Yeah. You need to declare when you're desecrating the dead.
This party? Really?
Please roll me your athletics rolls.
Oh yeah!
That was a good reaction. I like that one a lot.
That was me also holding in a sneeze, so it was like a multi-period thing.
Yeah. As you start going, Voss has no trouble swimming. And Voss is the only person in the party who swims, like, as a thing he can do. So it makes sense. He learned to swim. Yes.
Happened last time. Once I started like learning that I could walk across the bottom, I rolled a natty 20.
Yuna is having a bit more of trouble. Like, you have to get... The actual swimming and being underwater with the water breathing potion isn't the problem, but it's just such an awkward getting out of the sea cave with the kind of almost jaws of it is uncomfortable. And then there's a lot of detritus and pollution in the water. There's horrible slimy seaweed that like wraps around legs. There's old nets, swords, bodies. Swimming solo slows you down a lot. It's while you're dredging, and you're swimming quite low to the bottom of the water, and you're basically going the same way you came, and you're starting to walk up the shore, made up of garbage, essentially. It's actually Rofi who sees, traveling ahead with Voss, while Yuna is trying to get out of seaweed, that on the shore are creatures. And you actually saw these before, but you only saw them at like the very edge of your dark vision. Now you're under them, because the creatures are on top of the water. They appear to be floating on top of the water. They're not very big. 3 foot tall perhaps. And they appear to be a kind of slime creature that pools. But unlike any slime you've ever seen before, it does seem to have some degree of like some sort of mouth, eyes, arms. You figure that, hey, they knew you were here and they're kind of like looking around at what you guys were doing, but you're not there anymore, you know what I mean? They're kind of scouting the area, and they do seem to be moving with some intelligence, or at least, maybe wisdom. Sapience, they are looking, some creatures were here in their territory and they are looking for them. It appears that they're talking as well, but you can't really hear that properly under the water. There's 2 of them.
Man, do I wish I had message right now. So how far behind the other 2 am I?
You're with Voss.
Oh, okay.
You're in front.
I would just turn around, like pointing at them. I try to get Voss's attention to sort of like...
Do I see this as...
It would take you a bit of time, because at first it just looks like there's some scum on top of the water, right? There's just a William up there. But once you see, like, one of them pick up a skull off the shore, you're like, oh... They are living entities.
And this is by the area we came from, right?
Yeah, they're basically... Yeah, they're at the shore you entered the water from.
Cool. Noticing that, I'm literally just gonna slow down and like go and try to help Yuna so that she doesn't get stranded.
No problem.
You have to roll again? Or...
No. You didn't fail that bad. That's just like a catch up everyone, as a group. There's danger around. No problem.
Okay, so if they're all at the surface there, are they all spread out, or can we go towards a direction where they seem less of?
There's 2, and they're like 20 feet or so apart from each other. So you could, but the further you go away, the longer your route back to the shore, the less likely you are to still have water breathing when you get all the way there. If you want to really avoid them, you might be pushing your water breathing, which means you're going to surface, and you can probably swim to the surface and breathe. But if one of you fucks up, then you're going to start drowning, and then maybe the creatures will see. Like you can avoid them. It'll be rough, but you can.
We haven't had a long rest. You still have the +1 to armor.
That's true.
Yeah, Voss,
I was about to give it to you
that?
again, but I don't need to do that.
We leveled up. I have another spell slot. They can cast haste on you. There we go. Just take it. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna allow these creatures to stand in our way of getting out of here safely.
How far
away? How far away from them are we?
I'm sure they're reasonable.
You're under water. I know that's not useful, but we literally talked about it's hard to imagine 3D space before the stream, and now you're in a lake, and they're on top of the lake.
Are they
within sight?
Would it take us like a round to get to them?
Yeah, I mean, well, you're underwater and don't have a swimming speed, so, but your dark vision is 120 feet, right?
Yeah.
You would have got within dark vision range, essentially. You would have got on the very edge, wouldn't you?
We'll probably want to get close. See if we can. Do we want to risk
I'll prepare an
stealthing?
action to cast haste if combat happens. How about that?
That's sensible.
Because if we can sneak up on them, you get advantage.
I don't think we're gonna sneak up on them. in the
We could just
water.
try to sneak under the water, like, which
You could
What could
do.
go wrong?
I don't know about you
Honestly,
guys.
if we can get onto the shore, that's a massive advantage compared to now. So it
Yeah,
might be
let's-
worth just trying to get onto the shore first.
I think that's the wisest thing is to just get on shore as fast as possible, and then just find a way up from there.
Rush up. All right, that is athletics. Yeah, you might need to tell me the rolls because there are roll 20 issues.
Ooh, that's not bad. Well, mine is not bad.
18, 18, and 14.
Okay.
Oh, yours isn't there.
That's
yeah.
what I just said, yeah. And actually, when I opened Roll20, they did say, there's a glitch, and we're fixing it, we promise. So, it's just a janky session, I guess.
Declare
Kind of
rolls
as expected, you're like, okay, we got to get up to the shore as quick as possible. And you two, Rofi starts jogging. Voss starts swimming. Swimming to the surface is not as hard, so you do get up there, but you are noticeably behind the rest. You pop up not that close to them, and you see these creatures turn, and they have these very blank, almost past for eyes. Like, it looked like eyes, but there's no detail. Made out of this very dark sludge. And in Undercommon, one of them is going to open their mouth and say, "Who goes there?" Turning
Hi,
directly
I'm
to
Yuna.
you.
I'm Yuna. This is Voss. This is Rofi.
The one kind of behind... You see the one behind this one, because they were quite far apart, start slopping across the water closer and ask, "What are they?" Like, "They are drow, and small drow." "What are you doing in the lake?"
We were just visiting someone. Now we're leaving.
I'm gonna need a persuasion roll for that one. Or a deception roll. I mean, deception.
Is it a deception?
I
I'm
know,
not trying to
almost technically. If you're not trying to be deceptive in any way, then I guess it's persuasion. But you
We're too confused.
there's a lot of technicalities. Yeah, exactly.
I just figure, that we were, visiting an ancient evil.
Yes, technically you were visiting someone.
We murdered them.
Who would you visit here in the Queen's territory? Not good. Not good at all.
There was a creature down there. They made a lot of baby crying noises behind an ancient door.
You were killing babies!
It was a riddle. No, we were visiting the baby. That's a deception.
You've never seen a slime look to you with this expression before. But there's like a furrowed brow and kind of hands at hips. But that makes the hands kind of like ooze back into the slime. And like, this will not do at all. You'll have to come with us to see the queen.
Wait.
Okay.
What? No, I'm not going to ask. I was like trying to resist the urge to ask. What queen?
One turns and starts sloughing across the shore. The other one like starts going around behind you, as is pretty common for like any kind of mildly antagonistic force trying to lead you somewhere. They're pretty slow. Like painful escort quest slow. But they start leading you very deliberately across the hills made of garbage and fallen rock, where you can kind of see channels that have been made. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna ask how long they've been here. You know,
Forever!
what they do forever. My goodness.
We've been thriving since the queen took charge.
Oh, who is your queen?
Queen Delicate.
Interesting. Is your queen one of you?
Oh,
What do you call yourselves?
much better. Better in every way. Very
Oh.
good, gorgeous, beautiful queen.
Oh, we
Oh,
look
dear.
forward to meeting her.
Yes, you should. Slowly slime away. The only thing that gives them slight advantage is that you guys have like occasionally like your foot falls in what you hope is mud. You have to like pull yourselves out. They have no issue with any thought of that. Like the terrain here is definitely difficult.
Oh dear.
But
Oh dear. Oh, what have we done?
they lead you around like another pool into what is very clearly a cave on this sort of chunk of rock wall. And through what looks like, you know, it kind of reminds you of bog slums. Like, this has been set up as there's civilization here. It's a very small, like, cavern home. But there's clearly, you know, chunks of wall that have been built, things are brought through here. It seems like they're bringing, you know, the freshest garbage in. This place, I did not mention how much these guys smelt because you didn't really notice, because everything smells. But now you're here, it's just garbage. It's just garbage smell. It's kind of noxious, kind of a little acidic in some places. There's very clearly a chamber you pass, which is where they're storing all this garbage, seemingly to eat.
Switches over to air supply.
Yeah. You see some of these creatures there, some of them wearing like hats and little signifiers, because the two you're seeing look pretty much the same. Some of them are much bigger, very almost pooled out, and they bring you past some guards with spears, but they're just the same little slime guys, into what is clearly a throne room. It actually seems like there was probably some kind of structure here before, whatever it was. It's kind of been all fallen apart to time and erosion. But sitting in a big throne, well made, but incredibly, I can't remember the word, but like tacky. Like there's a lot of like gold melted to it and
Like
jewels,
gaudy?
kind of gaudy. It's gaudy. It's a very gaudy throne with a very gaudy queen. This massive purple pink slime woman, with the just kind of is in the throne, but also pools around the throne and drips off of it. This big face, kind of very smiley, big cheeks, and a crown. And the crown again is gaudy. It looks like it's been made of like dripped gold with so many gemstones that don't really like match or go together, and other pieces of jewelry that some look like they've sunken into her, and a scepter, which again is just coated in riches. And does sort of lean forward like, who goes in here? Who have you brought in here? And one of them moves as quick as possible to be like, trespassers in the lake, my queen. And the queen leans back as much as possible and kind of looks down at you as much as possible. Again, their eyes are kind of undetailed, but you can see the brow furrowing. And she kind of furrows her brow, purses her lips, burps a little, and then waves a scepter and says, "You're going to have to explain to me what you're doing in my lake."
Well, we were sent down there by an ancient being to slay another ancient being, and we have done that, and now we're leaving.
What ancient being? You slay
Did we slay? Oh, it was the one with the tentacles.
Oh, yes, the one with the tentacles, and like the other courtiers, like, oh yeah,
It was
yes.
It was very loud. And like Rofi like flicks back a couple pages and like it looked like this, and he like a little scribble of sort of what it looked like.
Come closer, little one. Show me what you've got there. And takes a monocle, which is tiny compared to this creature.
Yep.
Like squint, and we'll look at that.
And he'll have drawn like variations of the faces, like where
Yeah.
molded the faces. He's like drawn those versions too.
Like, oh, yes, we know what this is. Yes, local menace. Very, we were going to destroy that ourselves, but you just got and helped us to trouble. Absolutely. But I must say, if you're going to go into someone else's territory, you should ask the local monarch. And I
Very
don't think
true.
you asked permission to enter my lake.
We are very sorry. If the creature had any treasure on it, we would surely share it with you, but it was just kind of there.
Persuasion roll, please.
Oh no.
I can outpersuade a slime.
What are the indicators of your territory? Where do the ends of your territory end? And it's just like,
Everywhere the stink goes is mine.
like Rofi would have started like trying to draw an outline of the area, and when she says that, he's like, I don't know how to draw this. It's like, what? Okay.
I don't know. I don't believe that there wasn't any treasure. Your bags are bursting full. What's that thing over there on the plate?
Oh, this is our friend Rakath. He was hurt in the fight.
Oh. Someone search him. He's probably got gold on him. One of them will start to...
Would you like gold? We can pay you for passage.
That seems fair. But you didn't ask, so the cost is going to be much higher. What do you think is fair? And turns to a slime with a gold chain and a chest and some books, who kind of looks at them, and then sort of whispers, like, 4,000 golden pieces seems fair or equivalent. We accept gold ingots or gems weapons, or I just love riches and artistry in all its forms, and so much is discarded from the city above, and it's all good. It's all good.
Well, I have this. I'll give her some of the aether dust.
You like offer.
Oh no!
I ask for riches, and you offer me dust?
Well, it's very shiny dust. One.
It's very
Two.
powerful too.
You can eat it, and it's magic. And you can see all different types of colors. It'll be a lot of fun.
I don't think you've noticed, but I'm not like you. Gods! This woman is trying to insult me! There's like a step towards the middle of the room.
With that,
I can
Voss
take a step back.
yeah, and Voss just draws his sword. Doesn't say anything.
I don't really want this to go poorly. I will be happy to give you 50 gold pieces for our passage. I feel like that is fair.
50. No! And she turns to the little advisor. Now, is 50 bigger or smaller than 4,000? Smaller, ma'am. That's right, smaller! And she picks him up and, like, slorps him into her side. And there's like a... just kind of all becomes one bigger creature.
It is smaller, however, it is more than I would charge for going into the high city, which is a high compliment to you.
That's a...
Cool.
That is persuasion. That's not really a lie.
It's fluttery.
Yes! Well, why would I have any interest in going into the high city? Why would that have
lots of pretty
any
things
impact?
there.
No, I don't think I can just let you go after how insulting you've been. We'll take that 50 gold, though.
Okay. I'll hand it to her.
One of them will come and take it and kind of bring it up, and she just, like, into her. And the guards have, like, not moved. Like, you're still surrounded. Realistically, there's a lot of space. This is a very big chamber. And she's clearly thinking. She kind of leans back. Like, well, 50 is something. Search them. If they've got that much, they've definitely got more.
At this, Voss will just kind of pipe up and just say, Slime Queen,
Oh,
do
dear.
you and your people have gods?
Why would we need a god when we've got me?
Then that means there will be nothing to meet you aside from the edge of my blade if you take a single step towards us. I'm gonna intimidate or try to.
Absolutely.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad. And you see some of the smaller ones like, that's not.
I'm gonna back up like 2 boss at this point. Since things aren't going well.
I'm also gonna like pull the floating disc to us, like so it's like right next to us.
Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me the disc exists.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Okay, you know what? I like your style, little dragon man. You know, we've had some little dragon beasties here as well sometimes. They like to help out, and I can tell that you like to help out too. So you know what? You go, maybe you come back with a little bit of riches, and that'll be fine. You know, no more evil, no more betrayal, no more planning on eating each other. You can just Go back on your way. Go back up the way you came out of the lake. Absolutely, completely fine. You boys, let them go. Let them go. Let them leave. And some of the guards are like, oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just gonna I want to insight on that.
Why? Why would you ever do that?
Oh no!
Yeah, I think I'm also gonna insight on that just because.
Oh yeah, she is.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely planning on betraying you in some way. It's only logical, really.
Yeah. Yep. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, this ain't what's happening.
How many guards are in this room?
It's kind of hard to tell because they're kind of like pool and stitched to each other. But at least 8.
You've seen dragons down here.
Little ones. They taste sublime.
I like how that she's just become a Louisiana
I know.
barbecue.
I tried not to do that, but then it was too good not to do. So
Yeah.
that's the way it is now,
Fair.
and always has
Understandable.
been. But you know what? I don't think I'm hungry for dragon today. So you can go. Free passage out of my kingdom. What are you waiting for?
We're also kind of like form a circle around the disc and slowly walk out, watching every direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely. As you move out, the disc kind of floating behind you, Rofi. The slimes move away. Some you don't even see anymore because the walls are coated in grime and slime. You know, it's an ecosystem of this stuff. You get most of the way out before you hear absolutely a holler of, "Now get 'em! Everybody get 'em!" Like echo through the halls. Everybody. So, if you'll give me a second to set this up.
Everyone, get in.
Everyone, get in here. There is so with the floating disc. How fast does it flow behind you?
Like 20
It always
feet.
follows behind 20 feet around you. It says it's immobile. I never like that. You can absolutely push and pull the disc. This might be important if you want to get out of this cave with your unconscious friend. Might be relevant for some reason. Let me... You know what? Let's take an early break. Set this up. Come back with a vengeance. A slimy vengeance. That's right. That's what we're going for. We're back in a couple of minutes.